Are you into dividend investing? Do you believe that you begin your research using a quality list of dividend stocks, such as the Dividend Aristocrats? Would you believe that there are stocks on this quality list that are actually underperforming the market over the last 25 years? Do you want to see if you own any of them? Then make sure you check out today's video. Video is actually going to build off the last video that I did that's going to be linked up here, where we discussed the top 5 best performing dividend aristocrats, except this time we're going to look at it from the other point of view with the top 5 worst performing dividend aristocrats. And again, I'm not only going to show you what these stocks have done with real numbers, but I'm going to show you what they've done with dividends being reinvested and without dividends being reinvested to show you guys the true power of reinvesting dividends. I also have a little for fun / information roundup section at the end of the video, so make sure you guys stick around for that. Now let's get to the content. All these dates are going to be from August 1st of 1995 to March 9th of 2022. This is when I started the research on the Kings and the Aristocrats. And for sake of consistency, I wanted to just keep all the information the same throughout the whole series. So again, 8/1 of 3/9/2022 is the consistent dates for all of these. All right, and again, we're gonna do a good old fashioned reverse 5-to-1 right here. And we're gonna start with the 5th worst dividend aristocrat over the last 25 years. Franklin Resources, stock ticker BEN. Diving right in here, we have, with the dividends reinvested for BEN, we have an average annualized return of 8.48%, while the S&P is bringing back 9.77%. A total return for BEN of 773.75%, with the S&P at 1095.14. And then with $10,000 invested in each BEN and the S&P, BEN would bring you back $87,312.45, while the S&P brought you back $119,605.95 with reinvesting dividends. Jumping into the flip side over here, same time frame, we have an 8.17 average annualized return for BEN and an 8.58 for the S&P 500, a 708.64% total return for BEN, and a 795.49% total return for the S&P. And then with $10,000 invested in each, BEN would bring you back $80,907.58, while the S&P brings back $89,480.67. This is without reinvesting any dividends the whole time. The difference in capital gains just by reinvesting your dividends for BEN would be $6,404.87 just in capital gains. So buying your initial shares in BEN back in 1995 and holding them until now, in 2022, your dividend income would be $3,551.32. All right, jumping into the 4th worst dividend aristocrat over the last 25 plus years, we have S&P Global Inc., stock ticker SPGI. All right, so with your dividends reinvested, we have an 8.40 average annualized return for SPGI, and the S&P gets you 9.77. We have a 756.37% total return, and the S&P gets you that 1095.14%. And then $10,000 invested in each back in 1995, SPGI would bring you back $85,614.37, while the S&P brings you back $119,605.97 with those dividends being reinvested the whole time. Now looking into without the dividends reinvested, we have a 6.68% average annualized return for SPGI and a 9.58% average annualized return for the S&P, a 459.83% total return for SPGI, and a 795.49 for the S&P. And then $10,000 in each, SPGI would bring you back $55,927.26, while the S&P brings back that $89,480.67. And this is, again, without reinvesting dividends. The difference between reinvesting dividends and not reinvesting dividends in SPGI is a whopping $29,687.11 in capital gains alone. Having bought SPGI in 1995 and holding it till now, your 2022 dividend income for SPGI would be $743.71. All right, and getting into a well-known company, or at least a well-known brand, the third worst dividend aristocrat over the last 25 plus years is IBM, International Business Machines, stock ticker IBM. Taking a look at the chart here for the dividends being reinvested, we have an 8.30% average annualized return for IBM, while the S&P is bringing back that 9.77. We have a 734.59% total return. The S&P is with that 10.9514. And then with $10,000 in each, back in 1995, your value now would be $83,536.43 in IBM, while the S&P would be $119,605.95 while reinvesting dividends the whole time. Looking on the flip side, without reinvesting those dividends, you would have a 7.85% average annualized return in IBM, while the S&P has that 8.58%, a 646.99% total return in IBM, and the S&P has that 795.49, and then $10,000 in each without reinvesting dividends. IBM would bring you back $74,771.37, and the S&P would turn that $10,000 into $89,480.67, again without reinvesting dividends. This is a difference of $8,756.06 in capital gains alone just by reinvesting dividends the whole time. Again, having bought in 1995, holding those shares until now, IBM would actually bring you in a total of $4,337.60 for the calendar year of 2022 in dividends. Getting into a little less of a familiar name, the second worst dividend aristocrat over the last 25 plus years is Cardinal Health, stock ticker CAH. Looking at the dividends reinvested chart, we have a 7.72 average annualized return for CAH, S&P 9.77, 623.47% total return for CAH, and a 1095.14 for S&P, and then $10,000 initial investment in each. CAH would have turned into $72,408.68, while the S&P, that same $10,000, turns into $119,605.95 while reinvesting dividends the whole time. Looking into the without dividends reinvested, we have a 6.67% average annualized return for CAH, while the S&P is at 8.58. We have a 457.27% total return for CAH, while the S&P is at 795.49. And again, starting with $10,000 in each, CAH would have turned into $55,787.86, while the S&P turns into $89,480.67 without reinvesting dividends. The difference between reinvesting dividends and not reinvesting dividends in CAH is a capital appreciation difference of $16,620.82. Having bought shares of CAH in 1995 and holding them until now, your 2022 dividend income for CAH would be $2,665.91. And the number one, the worst dividend aristocrat over the last 25 years is Walgreens Boots Alliance, stock ticker WBA. Diving into the numbers here, we have a 1.31% average annualized return in WBA with a 9.77% average annualized return in the S&P. That's a ginormous difference. You would get a 41.31% total return for WBA, while you're getting a 1,095.14% total return from the S&P. And then with $10,000 each invested in 1995, Walgreens would have turned into a whopping $14,140.85, while that same 10 grand would have turned into $119,605.95 in the S&P if you just reinvested dividends the whole time. Looking into the flip side here, we have a 1.07 average annualized return for WBA with an 8.58% for the S&P. we have a 32.59% total return for WBA, while the S&P is at a 795.49. And then with $10,000 invested in each, get ready for this mind-blowing number. Back in 1995, your 2022 total for Walgreens Boots Alliance, WBA, would be $13,275.58, while the S&P would bring $89,480.67 if you did not reinvest dividends at all throughout that whole 26 plus years. This is only a difference of $865.27. I could argue the number's so small because the numbers are small for WBA in general. It's hard to, have a big number difference if you don't have any big numbers. So good news, if you held your shares from 1995 in WBA, your 2022 dividend income would be $560.87. That's not bad for where I'm at, but you got to consider that this is, 26 years worth of investing. I'm not at $560 annually yet in dividends from my, IBA account. But I sure hope that in 26 years, I'm head and shoulders above that, considering I hope to be retired in 23 years. I can't retire off of that. I don't care how low my expenses get. That'd be pretty rough. We're pinching some pennies pretty hard right there. So. All right, so we're going to dive into the fun facts here, the information summaries. So 9 of the 41 dividend aristocrats actually underperformed the market, which is 21.9%, which is pretty low, all things considered. And again, keeping the apples to apples comparison here, if you had $50,000 back on August 1st of 1995, you invested it equally in these 5 companies and reinvested dividends the whole time, you would have a grand total of $343,012.78. And we're going to compare this to the best performing dividend aristocrats, which pulled in just over $3.8 million in the same time frame. Again, if you're interested in what those best performing aristocrats are, click the link above and go watch that video for that list. All right, and the 2 most important takeaways I want you guys to take from this video is 1, just how important it is to reinvest your dividends if you do not need to live off of that income now. It's a compounding snowball. You buy a company, they give you money, that money buys additional shares, which means the next time they give you money, they give you more money, and it just keeps going. If you don't need the money, don't take it out. Keep reinvesting the money and watch the magic work. And again, the last thing I want you guys to take away is just because you're picking from a quality list of stocks, the dividend aristocrats or the dividend kings, you always have to do your own research, do your own due diligence, and make sure that the stocks you're picking, you can justify to yourself. That way, when the market is up, the market is down, you know that you picked good quality companies and you can continue to put capital in these companies and watch your investments grow. Well, that's going to wrap it up for today's video. If you guys did enjoy today's video, keep in mind that there are 3 other videos very similar to this linked in the playlist on the screen, where we're going to go over the best and worst performing dividend kings. And then the video I just posted most recently was the best performing dividend aristocrats. So go give those a watch. If you don't mind, like the video. If you guys learned something or enjoyed the content, make sure you guys subscribe if you guys are new to the channel. And if you guys comment down below that you subscribed, first of all, I'll make sure I thank you. And second, I might put your comment in the next video. Also down in the comments, please let me know if you guys enjoyed today's video, if you guys own any of these companies and how they're doing for you, or if any of these names surprised you. But until next time, see ya.